Well, Matt, thank you very much for joining me as ever on game day. And the new dawn has begun with a goalless draw against MK Dons at Portman Road. No shots on target. Oh dear. Your thoughts, though, as ever?
Well, hopefully it's not a case of start as you mean to go on. I mean, what an absolute whirlwind of a week. I mean, work commitments and commitments at home meant that I wasn't able to join you guys on game day extra time. Talking about the takeover, which is just, well, an absolute once in a lifetime opportunity for, especially for people like me. I'm on the cusp of 40, and I'm far more excited about the new dawn by our American owners than previous takeovers. But anyway, you've not contacted me today to speak about that. We're going to talk about the absolute load of bollocks that was Ipswich Town 0, MK Dons 0. I mean, let's just put aside the fact that MK Dons, franchise FC, are not my favourite team in the world, but that's nothing to do with any of the players or their management that were there at our ground today. I had a real sense of hope and optimism leading up to the game. I saw a few snippets about who might be back in the team, who might be starting for us. But again, we've just set up with this. Is it wing backs? Is it not? Do you listen to Mick Mills? Do you listen to our players that should be watching their team at the stadium rather than tweeting at home, kind of winding everybody up? But it's just like this square pegs and round holes situation. I don't know. There's part of me. I don't know whether this is kind of 25 years of football manager skill inbuilt into me. But if a manager's got a philosophy, you pick the formation you want, and then you just find whoever. You just find whoever to stay in those positions and to win themselves a place. But today, I just think we were kind of shoehorning people into positions. I mean, what was it? A 3, kind of like a 5-3-1-1? Who plays that? I mean, who plays that? So that was frustrating. I think we saw a bit of a nod back to our previous management today, where we were kind of making substitutions a little bit too late. But let's talk about positives, shall we? Flynn Downs, welcome back, buddy. Where have you been? And Tristan Nidam. It was so good. He's so small, but he's going to be our pocket rocket. There was part of me that kind of hoped that he might have come on for Ward, but he came on. He held the midfield pretty well. He looked lively. He had a point to prove, and I think there's a huge difference in playing like you've got a point to prove and just being a little bit like too up for it. So we saw good old Dobbs, the Albanian Eagle, flying in, 2 minutes getting booked. You just think, oh no, we're going to be down to 10 men against MK Dons again. But, there's a lot of chat on the old socials about how crap Freddie Sears is. But you know what? When he came on and he got that chance, he took the ball, he brought it into him, spun and shot. That's probably the most striking instinct we saw in the whole game. But, I'm just so optimistic and I'm so up for this. I mean, there's no other way that you can kind of think about our future. But please don't judge Ipswich fans. This is me, Matt, View from the U2, aka Bono. Thanks, Segans. Appealing to you. Don't judge today. Don't judge our takeover on what you saw today, because you know what? Come the end of May, come June, July, strap in. We're in for a ride. So Ipswich 0, MK Dons 0. We are 8th. We are one win from the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep the faith. Let's do this. Come on. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you soon.
Well, David, thank you very much for joining me as ever on game day. And I cannot wait to hear your reaction after another goalless draw, this time against MK Dons. Take it away, my friend.
Well, I said on Twitter, I would like to have been hung over for that one, because it was the perfect thing to just have on in the background while you groaned a bit. First half, it's Rochdale. I'll just repeat. There you go. There's done. Second half, there was a bit more life. Nydam was way better than I thought he'd be. I was really impressed, because I've got my doubts about him, but he added some bite and dynamism and things to the midfield. I thought that Sears playing through the middle was better. We had 2 or 3 chances that Sears really should have finished, but he looked so much brighter as a striker than he does out wide, notwithstanding the inability to finish those chances. But there were chances there, going 4-4-2 Diamond, and I know somebody is going to be really happy about that one. I've said before that it's just going through the motions till the end of the season when the rebuild starts. And when you look at it like that, then there are performances there where you say there's a bits of hope there. Drinan clearly isn't up to it. He's enthusiastic, but he's not up to it. I don't think Hawkins is. I don't think Ward is. I still have question marks over Dazelle because he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that fire to do things. The number of times he's just that little bit lackadaisical. His dad was as well, but he played as a striker or just off the striker, so he could get away with it more. So there were bright spots, but really, it's 0-0. And I'm going to put a rant in because I'm David. That referee, how did he give some of those decisions? If I was in the ground, I would have been absolutely fucking screaming at him. And you can tell that the MK Dons manager used to play with Bradley Johnson because they're a bunch of whinging, cheating scumbags going down and whining. What's that Harvey bloke? I was so delighted when he went off. Every single time he fouled somebody or got away with something, then he'd be screaming at an official because they didn't get it their way. Dear me. I didn't like Johnson, didn't like Martin, didn't like MK Dons. MK Dons shouldn't exist. So at least we didn't lose to them. That's the best I can say, really. And well done, Nydam. That's a bonus point. Thought Downs was good as well.
Joining me as ever on game day, and oh dearie me, it's another goalless draw. No shots on target. This time against MK Dons at Portman Road. Your thoughts as ever, my friend?
Well, to be honest, I'm kind of sick of being annoyed now. Kind of expected it, really. We had such a buzz of a week, new owners. And then all of a sudden it's come to that, and wasn't expecting much different, really. I mean, I know I jokingly put 7-0 in the prediction league, but you can only hope. But at the end of the day, we know what we've got, and it's not happening for us. We knew that when Cook came in. I mean, it's another game where again we've had such a buzz. Cook, new owners have come in, and it's another game that would have been absolutely buzzing at Portman Road. I do still think that if fans had been there, it would have been slightly different. I think that would Cook. Yes, you've got the cardboard cutouts, whatever. That's not the same. But I do still think if we could have filled out Portman Road today, like we could have done when Cook first signed for us, I do still think the games would be slightly different, because at the moment the players are used to a substandard performance of how they should play, and it's not what should be expected of them. We expect much better of them. And we just got to a point now where we just need to rebuild, refresh, and reconstruct. There's just so much rubbish there at the moment. We just need to throw some players out and skip, and just get some new ones in, and just hopefully just build from there. I mean, Cook has done it before. He's done it at Wigan. He did so well at Wigan when they went up in League One, so I have every confidence in him that we'll get it right. We've got new owners now who we obviously don't know much about, but obviously they're going to give us some money to spend, and it's obviously going to work in our favour, hopefully. Fingers crossed, of course. We don't actually know that for sure, but there's going to be a time when in the summer we can rebuild and bring in these new players to push us back up to where we need to be. So in terms of the game today, I am disappointed. I am annoyed, but it's got to the point now where I'm tired of being like that, because I've written off the season now. We had Lambert for so long. We all knew really that we didn't want to start off the season with Lambert, and we did, and it's cost us. And then we've got the players that we've got. That's also cost us. So in this unusual times where we couldn't be at the grounds, it is what it is. We can't do much else about it. I felt like that Drinan, to be fair to him, or Drinan's a bit of a workforce, but he just hasn't got the quality. So he needs to, someone that we need to push on if we can to build. The 3-5-2 isn't working. if it is 3-5, well, it's not 3-5-2, it's 4-4-2 more or less, but that isn't working as we're playing at the moment. Feel sorry for Dobra in terms of how he missed just before half time. It's good to see him start today. It's definitely one for the future. But just the players that we've got, we just need to just work out what we need to keep and work out what we need to throw out the door and push on for next season, really. They just don't seem like there's not enough quality there going forward, and we just need to work on that. And hopefully next season we'll be able to just push on and get to where we need to be. But yeah, I am disappointed. I am annoyed, but I'm at the point where now this season doesn't really care anymore. It's done. It's over. You said it a few months ago, I know, but it's a strange season. It's just one that we need to forget because we haven't been there, and it's not going to matter in the long run now. So just push on for next season now. See what players you need to keep, and then move from there.
Well, Darren, thank you very much for joining me as ever on game day. And the new dawn has begun with a goalless draw against MK Dons. No shots on target once again at Portman Road. Your thoughts as ever, my friend?
Yeah, it's another 0-0 draw, our third in 4 games. This is becoming the new norm. If you want to stay positive, then we're unbeaten under the new owners, Nidam. He's back in the squad again, which is fantastic to see. First couple of minutes, I thought, here we go, because Dobra and Drynen, they were both putting themselves about, studs up challenges. I thought, okay, maybe they're up for this today. And then MK Dons just totally took over. They were like the home side for the rest of the first half. And then, one nice move down the right-hand side, crossed to Dobra, and he, a fraction of a second too early on his touch and put it wide. I thought the second half were a bit better. I mean, you can see how important Downs is to us. We to be fair, we've always looked pretty solid at the back, but we just look better in midfield at just winning and controlling the ball a little bit. But that just shows up our lack of any kind of talent going forward. There's just very little there at all, isn't there? So, and then Freddie comes on. I mean, Freddie could have had a hat trick in the 20-30 minutes that he was on. A really massive chance just to lob the keeper, and then that's where we miss the natural goal scorers like Norwood. If Norwood was playing today, we'd have won quite easily, I think. But we just lack any kind of confidence, and ability going forward, to people to actually put the ball in the back of the net, which I know is pretty difficult. One thing that did worry me was, like, a couple of minutes to go, we get a free kick and the players are all just walking. Are we trying to make the playoffs? I don't know. It's just there was no urgency or like, come on, let's go and get a winner. Then we need the 3 points. It was like they were quite happy just to take another point. It was weird, really weird. So I don't know if it's technically possible. I mean, can we just forfeit the rest of the games and just go into next season now already? But that's another disappointing afternoon. I'm hoping that Hawkins is sort of rested today, and hopefully Hawkins will get a go on Tuesday, because I think he's a lot more effective than Drynen. I've got no idea why Jackson wasn't playing today. I'm guessing he's injured, but another dismal afternoon. Lack of quality going forward. Great to get Nydam back on the pitch. Lovely to see Dobra start. He was busy, but we are just not good enough. And roll on next season.